Hello students. So in this video we'll be discussing about nomenclature. So we'll see both the names, that is common name as well as IUPAC name. So we'll see the rules of common naming as well as IUPAC naming of alcohols, phenols and ethers. We'll go with alcohols. Common name of the alcohol is derived from the common name of the alkyl group and adding the word alcohol to it. So let us consider an example here. So we'll take an example of CH3OH and CH2OH. In CH3OH, CH3 there is one carbon atom. Hence it is which group? It is an methyl group. OH, when it is attached to alkyl group, we call it as alcohol. So the common name of this is methyl alcohol. Similarly, CH3, CH2. So when there are two carbon atom, it is eth. So it becomes an ethyl group. And when OH is attached to ethyl group, it is nothing but alcohol. So the name is ethyl alcohol. So these are the common name. Next, let us see the IUPAC names. What are the rules we have to follow? So, according to the IUPAC system, the name of the alcohols are derived from the name of alkane, from which alcohol is derived by substituting E of alkane with suffix ol. So let us take an example to understand it. The same example we'll take. We have taken CH3OH, one carbon atom, word root is meth. It is an alkane, so we say it as methane. But in alkane, what we have done, one of the hydrogen is replaced by OH group. Thus, E of an alkane is replaced by what? OL. Hence, the IUPAC name of CH3OH is methanol. That is, E of an alkane is replaced by OL. Thus, the IUPAC name is methanol. Let us consider another example. So, here there are how many carbon atoms we observe? There are two carbon atoms. So, the word root here is it. Those are singly bonded. Hence, it is ane. E of an ane is replaced by OL. Why? Because one of the hydrogen is replaced by OH group. So, the IUPAC name is ethanol. Let us go with the next point. The position of the substituents are indicated by numerals. So when we do an example, I'll explain this. Next, this is the most important rule. So remember this rule. This is applicable to all the compounds. You have to select the longest possible chain, then number the carbon atoms in such a way that the carbon with the functional group should be given the priority, that is the lowest possible number. So we'll take an example here. We'll take the functional group as our alcoholic functional group only. So when you consider here, we are writing CH3, CH is bonded to OH followed by CH2, CH2 and CH3. We'll number this carbon chain in two possible ways, that is from left to right as well as from right to left. First we will number it from left to right. So when you number it from left to right, just to see the position of the functional group. So we are numbering it from left to right and our functional group is present on which carbon atom? Second carbon atom. So just to note it down, that is when you number it from left to right, the OH group, that is the functional group, is present on second carbon atom. Let us number it in the another way, that is from right to left. And when you number it from right to left, what is the position of the functional group? That is on which carbon atom is the functional group present from right to left? Note it down, it is present on the fourth position. So according to the numbering system, that is when you number it from left to right, it occupies position 2, which is the smallest, and from right to left it occupies position 4, the number is greater. So we follow the lowest possible number, the lowest position should be given. So here we say that which is the correct position, we can say 2 is the correct position for our functional group. Next, if the carbon chain contains more substituent, the substituents are indicated by number of carbon atoms. We'll see that with other example. If carbon chain contains more than one OH functional group, we call it as polyhydric in nature. Thus, while naming it, the name of the alkane is retained, followed by multiplicative prefix di, tri, etc. before the suffix ol, and the position of the OH group are represented by appropriate locates. So let us take an example here. So you can see there are two OH group present. So just number the carbon atom. So 1 and 2, according to the rule, when there are more than one functional group, the name of the alkane is retained as it is. Since there are two carbon atom, word root is eth. And since we retain the name of the alkane as it is, so it becomes what? Ethane. And we are having how many OH group? Two OH group on carbon 1 on and another on carbon 2. So it becomes 1 comma 2 diol. So what is the name of this compound? It is ethane 1 comma 2 diol. The next cyclic alcohols are named using the prefix cyclo and considering the OH group attached to carbon 1. So consider that to which carbon the OH group is attached is always the first carbon atom, number total carbon atom, and whenever you are writing the name of a cyclic compound, we use the prefix cyclo. Since it is cyclic, cyclo 6 carbon atom, hence hex all are singly bonded, thus we write AN, and E is replaced by ol. So the name of this is cyclohexanol. Similarly, consider the next one. So you can observe that here OH group has to be considered as the first carbon atom, the carbon to which OH is bonded. Then we'll write number the other atoms. We are going in clockwise direction. Why? Because the substituent should get the lowest possible number. So if you go into the from in clockwise direction, CH3 gets the lowest number. So on second carbon atom, you are having methyl. It is a prefix. So 2-methyl. It is a cyclic compound. So what is the another prefix we use for cyclic compound? Cyclo. And since there are 5 carbon atom, it becomes what? Pent. And since OH is attached to it, instead of all are singly bonded, so AN E should be replaced by OL. Why? Because OH is the functional group. So the name of the compound is 2-methyl cyclopentanol. Let us consider few examples. So we'll take the examples and write the common names as well as the IUPAC name for the following example. So you can see the first example, it is CH3OH. If it is having one, we'll go with the common name. Since only one carbon is present, it is methyl group. OH is attached, hence it becomes methyl alcohol. So methyl alcohol is the common name. Let us consider the IUPAC name. So what will be the IUPAC name? Methanol. Why? Because only one carbon atom, so meth, it is singly bonded in, and alcoholic group, so also it is the IUPAC name. Let us go with the next one. So you will observe here, we'll write it once more. We'll see how many carbon atoms are there. There are 3 carbon atoms to which OH group is attached, and whenever it is 3 carbon atom, what is the word root? It is prop. Since the common name will be propyl and OH is attached to it, hence it becomes what? Propyl alcohol. Next, we'll write its IUPAC name. We'll write it as N-propyl alcohol. Why? Because it is a straight chain. Next, we'll write the IUPAC name. So, whenever you are writing the IUPAC name, the carbon to which the functional group is attached should be numbered 1. So, we'll write it as prop because 3 carbon atom and all are singly bonded in. OH is attached on first carbon atom. So, 1 ol. 1 specifies the position of the functional group. So, this becomes your IUPAC name. Let us go with the next example. So you can observe here we are having a compound and OH is attached to it. You have to number the carbon chain, and based on that first we will write the common name and then we'll write the IUPAC name. So there are how many carbon atoms? 3 carbon atom. Whether you number it in any way, the second carbon atom is having the OH group. So first we will go with the common name. So what will be the common name here? See, second carbon atom is having a methyl group, and when the second carbon atom is having a methyl group, commonly we use the term as what? Iso. So the name of the compound will be iso. There are 3 carbon atom, hence it becomes what? Propyl, and since OH group is attached to it, it is nothing but isopropyl alcohol. So you can note down, if the second carbon atom contains methyl group, we use the prefix iso and this is a common name. We'll write the IUPAC name for it. So there are 3 carbon atom. The word root is prop. The carbon atoms are singly bonded, hence it is ane, and the functional group is present onto the second carbon atom, hence it is 2, and the suffix is ol, hence the name is propan 2 ol. This becomes the IUPAC name. Let us go with the next example. So here we'll number the carbon atoms. So totally how many carbon atoms? 4 carbon atoms we have. So commonly it will be called as what? Bute. When there are 4 carbon atom, word root is bute. Then what will be the common name of this? Alkyl alcohol. So bute means butyl. Since OH is attached, alcohol, and we'll write it as N. Why? Because it is a normal butane butyl group. So we will write it as N-butyl alcohol. It is the common name. We'll write the IUPAC name. Now see, always you have to number the carbon atom with a functional group as 1 if it starts in from the beginning. So what will be the IUPAC name? 4 carbon atom, word root is but, all are singly bonded, hence the suffix is "ane", but the E of an alkane is replaced by "ol". We'll write it as 1-ol. 1 indicates the position of the functional group in carbon chain. So this is the IUPAC. Consider next example. So in this example, we'll number the carbon atoms. So there are totally 4 carbon atom, hence commonly it is butyl. But see here, your second carbon atom. So second carbon atom has a methyl group. When it is having a methyl group, what is the prefix we use in common naming? Iso. So the name here is isobutyl. OH is attached to it, hence it becomes what? Isobutyl alcohol. We'll write the IUPAC name for it. We'll number the carbon chain. So now when you number it, you select the longest possible chain. So your functional group is given the first preference and then the substituent. OH is the functional group, CH3 is the substituent. Substituent is present on second carbon atom, hence the name is 2-methyl. Word root 3 carbon atom there are, so it is prop, and the carbon atoms are singly bonded, hence it will be ane. But since OH group is present, E of an alkane is replaced by ol, that is 1-ol, indicating the position of functional group. So what is the IUPAC name? 2-methyl propan 1-ol is the IUPAC name for the above compound. Let us go with the next example. So we'll consider the next example. So here you can see that we'll totally how many carbon atoms are there, we'll count it. So 1 2 3 and 4. So when it is 4, it is butyl. But see the nature of the carbon to which OH is attached. The carbon is surrounded on the 3 sides by 3 carbon atom, and such carbon we call it as tertiary carbon. So here it becomes tertiary butyl, and OH is attached to tertiary carbon, hence it is an tertiary butyl alcohol. So this is the common name. Now to write the IUPAC name, select the longest possible chain. So here you can select it in two ways. I'll write the structure once more so that I can show you the two possible chains which are one and the same. So here number it as 1, 2 and 3. So on the second carbon atom you are having a functional group as a substituent methyl. So we'll number it in the another way. So you can consider 1, 2, 3. Here also your second carbon atom is having a functional group as well as a methyl substituent. So both the numbering are one and the same. Now we'll write the IUPAC name for them. Anyone you can consider while writing the name. So here you are having methyl substituent onto it, onto second carbon atom. Hence the IUPAC name will be 2-methyl. There are 3 carbon atom, hence it becomes prop, and since it is bonded to OH, that is second carbon atom, so it becomes AN and 2-ol. Why we write it as 2-ol? It indicates the position of the functional group. So the IUPAC name is 2-methyl propan 2-ol. We'll go with the next example. So we'll consider the example here. You are having how many carbon atoms here? You are having 3 carbon atom, and mainly you can see how many functional group are there. More than one functional group are there. The common name of this compound is glycerol. So the common name for this compound is glycerol. We'll write the IUPAC name. Remember the last rule I had said you, when there are more than one functional group, it is polyhydric in nature. We retain the name of the alkane followed by the position of the functional group and a multiplicative prefix indicating the polyhydric group. So here what do we write? The name of the alkane as it is, and we write the number of suffix, that is how on which position our functional group is present. So how many carbon atoms are there? There are 3 carbon atom, hence your alkane will be what? Propane. Why? Because it is 3 carbon atom, thus the name will be propane dash. On which all carbon atom are the functional group present? All the 3. So we'll just number the carbon atom 1 2 3. So we'll write it as 1 comma 2 comma 3. There are 3 functional groups, so it becomes what? Tri, and the suffix is ol, hence the IUPAC name for it is propane 1 comma 2 comma 3 triol. We'll go with the next example. So we'll consider this example. You can observe here there are how many carbon atom? 4. Hence according to common naming it becomes what? Butyl. But see the nature of the carbon to which the OH is attached. It is surrounded by 2 different carbon atom. Hence it is a secondary carbon. So the prefix here is secondary butyl. In common naming the prefix is secondary butyl and OH is attached to secondary carbon. Hence it becomes secondary butyl alcohol. So this is a common name. For IUPAC naming, we'll number the carbon atom. So you have to number it in such a way that your OH should get the lowest possible number. So when you number it from left to right, your OH gets second position. And when you number it from right to left, OH gets third position. Second is the smallest. So we'll consider that there are 4 carbon atom. Thus the word root is but. All are singly bonded. Hence the suffix is ane. E of an ane is replaced by the suffix ol, that is 2-ol. 2-ol indicates the position of the functional group in the carbon chain, and this is the IUPAC name. Secondary butyl is a common name. Next is phenols. So the simplest hydroxy derivative of benzene is phenol. It is common name as well as it is an accepted IUPAC name. How do we obtain phenol? The hydrogen of an benzene ring is replaced by which group? It is replaced by an OH group. We call it as what? Phenol. So we'll see the naming of phenol. So you can see here the first one is phenol itself. OH is attached. See the common name as well as the IUPAC name of this is phenol itself. Whenever methyl group is attached to phenol, the common name of it is cresol. I hope you remember the ortho, para and meta position. So with respect to OH, if methyl is present onto the second carbon atom, we call it as ortho position and the common name is orthocresol. Similarly, with respect to OH, CH3 is present on the third carbon atom. We call it as meta position and the common name here will be metacresol. And in the next structure, we observe that CH3 is present on the fourth position with respect to OH. It is called as para position and we call it as what? Paracresol. So these are the common name. Remember when CH3 is present onto phenol, it is called as cresol. Now let us see the IUPAC names of it. So to find out the IUPAC name, consider here. So I accepted IUPAC name of the phenol itself. It is phenol. We'll find out the IUPAC name. So OH has to be given the first preference. CH3 is given the second preference. So it becomes what? 2-methyl. And what is to which it is attached? To phenol. So we call it as what? 2-methyl phenol. We'll consider the next CH3 is present on third position. So it becomes what? 3-methyl and it is present on to phenol. So it becomes what? Phenol. And on the fourth one, we write it as what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth position has methyl group. So it becomes what? 4-methyl phenol. First preference is given to OH. Why? Because it is a functional group. Remember this, these are the IUPAC name, above are the common name, and when methyl is attached to OH, it is phenol, it is cresol. We'll go with the next. So you can observe here, these are diols, that is 2 OH group are present onto the benzene ring. Their common names already I have written. So you can observe the first one, it is catechol. Second is resorcinol and the third one is hydroquinone or quinol. In the first one, 2 OH group are present. This is the common name of it. On the second, 2 OH group but position is different, resorcinol, and on the fourth one, with respect to para position, they are present. Those are the common names. We'll go with the IUPAC name. So with the IUPAC name, 2 OH group are there. So 1, 2, and since it is having 2 OH group, the name of the parent is retained as it is. Parent atom atom is benzene ring. So we'll write it as what? Benzene. We'll specify the position of the OH group on benzene ring. It is 1 and 2. So 1 comma 2. There are two OH groups. So it becomes what? Di. And since it is an alcoholic group, it becomes ol. So the name is benzene 1 comma 2 diol. We'll go with the next one. We'll number it in such a way that they get the lowest possible number. So when you number it in clockwise, it gets the position 1 and 3. Whereas when you number it in anti-clockwise direction, it gets position 1 and 5. So which is the smallest? 1 and 3. So consider 1 plus 3 is equal to 6. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. 4 is the smallest. So we consider the position 1 and 3. So what will be the IUPAC name here? Parent name as it is, that is benzene 1 comma 3 diol. Why? Because there are two OH group. We'll go with the next one. In the next one, we number the carbon atom here. On numbering, what are the positions you get to the functional group? 1 and 4. Whether you number it in clockwise or anti-clockwise, you get the same position for your functional group, that is 1 comma 4. Since the parent name is benzene, we'll retain its name. Why? Because two OH group are present. So benzene 1 comma 4. There are two functional group, then diol. So what is the IUPAC name here? Benzene 1 comma 4 diol. Next is ethers. So the ethers have the general formula ROR. Then the common name of ethers are derived from the name of alkyl or aryl group written as separate words in alphabetical order and adding the word ether at the end. Let us consider an example here. CH3 is RO, then R. So this is the general formula for an ether. So which is the R group? One of the R group that is present here. One of the R group is an methyl group. Another R group is an ethyl group. Alphabetically E comes first, hence the common name of it is ethyl methyl ether. So what will be the common name for this example? It is ethyl methyl ether. It is the common name. Then, if both the alkyl groups are same, we make use of the prefix di, and that is before the alkyl group. So we'll consider here you are having an example where both R group are same and both the R group are nothing but methyl. Since there are two methyl group, we use the prefix di. So the common name here will be dimethyl ether. Similarly, consider another example. We have taken another example C2H5O, C2H5 and C2H5O, C2H5. There are two ethyl group. So what will be the common name here now? Diethyl. Why? Because two ethyl groups are there and ether. So the common name it is here diethyl ether. Next, IUPAC naming. According to IUPAC system, the larger group is chosen as the parent hydrocarbon. So let us consider an example here. CH3O, CH2, CH3. So when you CH2, CH3. So when you consider this example, you can see that OCH3, that is on one side methyl group you are having, on another side 3 carbon atom propyl group. So smallest group will consider alkoxy, will consider it as methoxy. Why? Because alkyl group is methyl group. It will act as a prefix and the longest carbon chain will act as a parent hydrocarbon. 3 carbon atoms are present. Substituent will consider onto the first carbon atom. It is containing 3 carbon atom. Word root is prop. Hence our parent chain is singly bonded. We call it as what? Propane. Thus the IUPAC name here will be, since it is present onto the first carbon itself, it will be methoxypropane. So what is the IUPAC name? Methoxy. So let us consider the examples here. So we'll consider the example of CH3OCH3. How many carbon atoms, methyl groups are there? 2 methyl group. So it becomes what? Common name will be 2 methyl group. Hence it is dimethyl ether. And when you are writing the IUPAC name, consider one as a parent chain and another as an alkoxy group. So we'll consider CH3O as an alkoxy group attached to CH3. That is, one of the hydrogen of an alkene is replaced by alkoxy group. Hence the IUPAC name will be methoxy. Why? Because it is CH3O attached to CH3. It becomes what? Methoxymethane. Let us take another example. C2H5O, C2H5. So you can observe here both are what? Ethyl group, both are same group. So it becomes what? Diethyl ether. So what will be the common name here? Common name will be diethyl. Why? Because we are having two ethyl group, hence the common name is diethyl ether. What will be the IUPAC name? You have to consider one as your substituent and one as the parent chain. So one substituent will be ethoxy, parent chain will be ethane. Hence what will be your IUPAC name in this case? IUPAC name will be ethoxy. Why? Because it is OC2H5 attached to C2H5, which is nothing but what? Ethane. So the IUPAC name here is ethoxy ethane. So consider the next example. You're having CH3O, CH2, CH2, CH3. So what do we observe here? One side you're having methyl group, and on another side of oxygen you're having three carbon atoms. So it becomes an propyl group. So propyl alphabetically P comes first, sorry, M comes first alphabetically. So what will be the name here? Methyl propyl ether. Why methyl first? Because alphabetically M comes first. So methyl propyl ether will become the common name, whereas the IUPAC name, select the longest chain. So propyl is the longest chain, it will be the parent atom, and OCH3 will be your alkoxy group attached to it. So alkoxy group, which is the alkyl group? Methyl group. So it becomes what? Methoxy propane. Why we call it as methoxypropane? Because it is an longest chain is propane, and since it is attached, we have to consider that the prefix is attached to first carbon atom. It becomes 1-methoxypropane. So what is the IUPAC name? 1-methoxypropane. Even if you write methoxypropane, it is correct, or else 1-methoxypropane is also correct. Okay, let's go with the next example. Next is C6H5OCH3. So here you will observe that C6H5 is nothing but what? Benzene ring. Since what we say, larger the carbon atom, it will act as a parent chain. So we'll see both the name, common name as well as IUPAC name. So we'll consider here one of the group attached here. It contains how many carbon atoms? 6. That is benzene ring. So it will act as what? It is largest, it is having more number of carbon atoms, so it will act as parent chain, and OCH3 will act as a prefix. So we call it as what? Methoxy benzene. Why we consider CH3 as a prefix? Only one carbon atom. Benzene as a parent chain, 6 carbon atom. The common name for this is also anisole. We'll write the another common name here. So C6H5 is nothing but we call it as phenyl. CH3 is a methyl group. M comes alphabetically first. So what will be the common name? Methyl phenyl ether. So methyl phenyl ether becomes the common name for the above example. Go with the next example. So you can observe in the next example you are having C6H5O, CH2CH3. C6H5 is phenyl group, CH2CH3 is ethyl group. Alphabetically E comes first, hence the common name here will be ethyl phenyl ether. And the IUPAC name, so largest is benzene ring, that is C6H5 is nothing but benzene ring. It is having OCH2CH3. Benzene ring has 6 carbon atom, OCH2CH3 2 carbon atom, hence it is a prefix ethoxy. It is attached to benzene, thus the IUPAC name in this case will be ethoxybenzene. Next example, you are having C6H5O, CH2 6 times and CH3. We'll just separate it and write C6H5 is nothing but benzene ring oxygen bonded to CH2 6 times. That means we'll write CH2 6 times. So CH2, 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 CH2 and CH2, that is 6 times CH2 we have written here, bonded to CH3. So now count the number of carbon atoms here. You are having benzene ring, so we call it as what? C6H5 as phenyl. And on the another side, totally how many carbon atoms do you have here? Here this is phenyl, and another is having how many carbon atoms counted? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 7 carbon atom, hence it is heptyl. Alphabetically what comes first? H comes first, hence the common name in this case will be heptyl phenyl ether. Why we write it as heptyl phenyl ether? Why? Because alphabetically H comes first and then P. So the common name is heptyl phenyl ether. What will be the IUPAC name? See, benzene ring 6 carbon atom, whereas heptyl has 7 carbon atom. Thus a heptyl will act as the parent chain and benzene ring will act as what? Prefix. Now you have to consider that oxygen is attached to benzene ring. That means what? It was a phenyl group. To that oxygen is attached, hence it becomes what? Phenoxy. Alkoxy, hence it becomes what? Phenoxy. We'll consider the carbon to which phenoxy group is attached as the first carbon atom. Therefore, the IUPAC name will be 1-phenoxy. The parent chain contains 7 carbon atom. Hence, the word root is hept. All are singly bonded. Hence, it is ane. So, IUPAC name is 1-phenoxyheptane. We'll go with the next example. So you can see here you are having CH3O, CH, CH3, CH3. So there are how many carbon atom? 3 carbon atom. Hence what is the common name? Propyl. So along with that you observe that the second carbon atom is having one methyl group. Hence we use the suffix iso in common naming, and another group here is methyl. So what will be the common name? See, don't consider iso. Iso is not to be considered. You have to consider only P and M. Alphabetically M comes first. So what will be the common name? Methyl followed by isopropyl ether. So what is the common name of the given example? It is methyl isopropyl ether. We'll write the IUPAC name now, which is the longest chain. So this becomes your longest chain, and when you number it, you are having 3 carbon atom. So we'll write it once more and show you the numbering. So we'll consider the smallest group as an alkoxy group. So CH3O is alkoxy group attached to the carbon chain. We'll number the carbon chain, whether you number it in any way. So what is the position of the functional group you get? That, sorry, substituent, alkoxy group substituent, that is 2. Hence the IUPAC name will be 2. On second position you are having methoxy group. So 2-methoxy. Overall there are 3 carbon atom. Hence it becomes prop, and all are singly bonded. Hence it is ane. So the IUPAC name is 2-methoxy propane. We'll go with the next example. So you can consider here we are having C6H5 on one side and oxygen followed by CH2, CH2, CH, CH3, CH3. So the one which is present at first, that is C6H5, is phenyl, and the second group we call it as, totally there are how many carbon atoms? 5 carbon atom, pentyl, and we see that second carbon atom is having one methyl group. We call it as what? Isopentyl. Iso is not to be considered. See, both start with P, so we'll write it in an order. So it will be what? Phenyl isopentyl ether. So what will be the common name of this? Both start with P, hence we'll write it in the same way how they are arranged. So first we are having phenyl followed by isopentyl, and they are joined through oxygen, so it is nothing but an ether. So the common name here is phenyl isopentyl ether. We'll go with the next, that is IUPAC name. So while you are writing the IUPAC name, see, you have to consider the longest chain as your parent hydrocarbon, the one which contains more number of carbon atom as a parent hydrocarbon, and the one which contains less carbon atom as the prefix. So here you can see C6H5, 6 carbon atom, whereas in pentyl you are having totally 5 carbon atom. Thus the benzene ring will become your parent chain, whereas the isopentyl group becomes your prefix. So you have to name it systematically using the IUPAC system. So we'll write that part separately, that is isopentyl part separately, and we'll number them and name it separately, and then combine it with the benzene group. So oxygen will be associated with which group? Associated with the isopentyl group. We'll name this isopentyl group. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On while numbering it as 1, 2, 3, 4, on the third carbon atom of the straight chain you are having which group here? you are having an methyl group. So what will be the name of it? Since on the third carbon atom you are having methyl group, so the name of that substituent will be 3-methyl, and totally there are how many carbon atom? 4 carbon atom. Thus the word root is but, and it is bonded to oxygen, so it becomes what? Oxy. So the name of your prefix is 3-methyl butoxy. So what will be the IUPAC name? Prefix followed by parent name here. So prefix is 3-methyl butoxy, and what was our parent name here? Parent is nothing but benzene. So the IUPAC name benzene, which was bonded to oxygen and the 3-methyl butyl group. So the IUPAC name is 3-methyl butoxy benzene. We'll consider another example. So when you consider this example, you can observe here you are having CH3O, CH2, CH2O, CH3. So how many alkoxy groups do you have? 2 alkoxy group. We'll just write the IUPAC name for it. So the IUPAC name here will be, whenever you are having more than 2 substituents, here you are having 2 substituents, you number the carbon atom and specify them. The substituents here are alkoxy groups. Which are those alkoxy group? Methoxy group. Why? Because you are having 2 methyl group, those 2 methyl groups are present, so your prefix in this case will be methoxy. And how you write the common IUPAC name? You write the prefix followed by word root and then the suffix. So what is the prefix here? In this case you are having 2 groups, so the prefix becomes what? Dimethoxy. Dimethoxy, there are 2 carbon atom, thus the word root here will be it, and the carbon atom, since 2, so word root is it. They are singly bonded, so the suffix will be in. And one more thing very important, if you write only dimethoxyethane, it is wrong. On which carbon atom are the 2 substituent present? It is present on 1 and 2, so the full IUPAC name here is 1,2 dimethoxyethane. Let us consider another example. So you can see here you are having a cyclic compound to which substituents are attached, and along with that you are having O and CH3. So the larger part becomes the parent chain and the smaller part becomes your prefix. So what will be your prefix? Methyl is attached to oxygen, methoxy is your prefix. One more thing, now we'll number the carbon atom in such a way. Why? Because CH3 are also prefixes, those are a substituent. You have to number the carbon atoms in such a way that you follow the lowest locant rule, that is, on adding the position of the substituent you should get the lowest value. So we'll write it once more and we will number them. So when you number it in clockwise direction, first position and second, on first position you are having 2 methyl groups, so we will write it as what? 1 plus 1 plus 2, where and when we number it on the other way, first position goes to the alkoxy group and second position to the 2 methyl group. So let us write it and add it. So while numbering it in clockwise, it is 1 plus 1 plus 2. While numbering it in anti-clockwise, it will be 1 plus 2 plus 2. So what will be the total sum we get? In clockwise it is 4, in anti-clockwise it is 5. So in which direction you get the lowest number? You get the lowest number in clockwise direction. So we'll consider the lowest numbering. So on the first carbon atom you are having which group? Methyl group, 2 methyl group. And on second carbon atom you are having 1 methoxy group. So the IUPAC name here will be 1, 1 dimethyl 2 methoxy. And since it is a cyclic compound, we make use of a prefix what? Cyclo. And the cyclic ring totally contains how many carbon atom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atom. Hence it is nothing but hex. All are singly bonded thus in. So the IUPAC name here is 1, 1 dimethyl 2 methoxy cyclohexane. We'll consider similar type of example again. So here we have taken OC2 H5 CH3 CH3. All these three are what? Substituent, hence all the three will act as prefixes, and your cyclic ring is a parent chain. So we'll just number the prefixes here in this case. So we'll number it in both way, clockwise and anti-clockwise. When you number it clockwise, you get the position for your prefixes 1 and 2. On first carbon atom, two substituents are present, so we'll add it twice. Plus of 2, on second only 1 substituent. So sum you get it as 4. Whereas when you number it in anti-clockwise direction, what do you get? First position and second. On first position only one substituent, so 1. On second position two substituents, so 2 plus 2, we get it as 5. Which is the lowest sum? 4 is the lowest sum. So we have to consider which numbering system in clockwise direction. So when you consider it in clockwise direction, your first carbon atom has 2 methyl groups, so it becomes what? 1 comma 1 dimethyl, followed by on second carbon atom you are having ethoxy group, so it will be 2 ethoxy. But alphabetically which comes first, M or E? E comes first. You are not supposed to consider di, tri, etc. So E come first. What will be the IUPAC name? 2 ethoxy 1 comma 1 dimethyl, and since it is an cyclic compound, so cyclo will be the prefix, and it contains 6 carbon atom, hence the word root is hex. All are singly bonded, hence it is ane. So what is the IUPAC name? 2 ethoxy 1 comma 1 dimethyl cyclohexane. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.